Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. There's not that many.
Just making sure. Fuck.
There's not that many tidbits, but the ones that there are, man, they're bangers, man. Yep. All right. It's gonna be a good one. All right, here we go. Hi, I'm Nikki.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is America's Asses, a Galcast. Hello, and welcome to America's Asses, a Galcast. We're an MCU-centric podcast by women for everybody. Right, ladies?
You got it.
Absolutely.
What are we laughing at?
Oh, that fucking picture is killing me.
Oh,
that's what I'm laughing at.
Jamie's video froze like 2 minutes ago, and the face she was making was like,
like she's trying
to. Oh my god, I look like I'm animated or something.
You look. I got the perfect description of how you look. You look like you're trying to poop without letting people know you're pooping. You're kind of smiling, but bearing down.
Oh my god.
Like the kids do.
That's funny.
Like the kids do that video of the kid pooping.
Oh my god.
You know, it's just something about little kids pooping. It's just hilarious. Little man used to have a corner in the kitchen where he'd go and he'd poop. And like you'd peek in there, you're like, what you doing? He goes, privacy, please.
No.
Like, okay, Mr. Man. What is?
That's funny.
Where the princess didn't care. She'd sit on the princess would just sit on your lap and you could feel her pooping. I'd be like, really?
Oh.
I'd be like, really? She's like, I'm comfy.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Jesus.
Oh.
No, my little guy goes away from you. And when he like sees that you're looking at him, he'll be like,
I'll give you that look.
So then like you look away and then he goes back to like concentrating. He's like, oh shit, I've been caught. Hi.
That's how it is like with my dog. Like if she's like eating or something and you look over at her and be like, oh, she's eating. And then she'll look over you. It's like, wait, don't look directly at her or she'll stop what she's doing.
Avert your eyes.
Right? Like, nope. I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you.
That's how the little man is about performing. Like he has been on a David Bowie kick and a Kansas kick and like
love it.
That's awesome.
So Mr. Big got him this microphone so he can run around the house and, you know, instead of using a hairbrush, he has this toy microphone. But the moment you start looking at him, he stops. I mean, we're sitting in the same room with him. We're on the couch watching Vivo, watching music videos with him. And he is running around the living room, acting out, you know, what is that? Loverboy, Working for the Weekend. That song is a big one for him. Everybody's working for the weekend. Like he loves it. And
speaking of awesome music,
let me tell you, I have information about that song. So when you get to that part, Jamie.
All right.
Yeah.
I've got
okay, cool.
Deets. There's not many tidbits this time around, but like I said earlier to you ladies, the tidbits that Alyssa and I have acquired are deep cut. Meta even. Some of them are even meta. I mean, it's ladies, question. Do you find that Loki is more speculatory than Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision?
I feel more confused. Like,
well, I feel like it's definitely more speculatory than Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I feel like it's on the same level of WandaVision, though.
Right. Do? Like we don't know where this is going.
Yeah. It's sci-fi. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely more like WandaVision where we're like, well, does this mean something?
Right.
Like, we need to pay attention to this and we need to pay attention to that. And like all these like little clues. And then it's like, oh, that's what they were trying to tell us, or that's what it was leading to. And I feel like that's how Loki is.
Okay, so I have another question. Do you feel, because the three of us like to do the ticky talks with each other, do you feel that there are more people giving their fan theories than there was with WandaVision? And
yeah, I think people are more comfortable now, I guess maybe having gone through WandaVision, kind of like us.
Yeah, I feel like
where
now
they're
that
like
three
more
series
confident in sharing their theories.
Yeah.
I guess because we now kind of see what the MCU formula is going to be for
right, like with WandaVision,
series.
Everything was so uncertain because it was the first. Like
right, like we had no idea.
Never happened before.
Yeah,
very true.
It was so
very
new.
True.
Yeah,
very true. Well, let me tell you, Loki's coming in hot. I mean, the first 2 episodes they gave us so much information, and it's like I feel. If they gave us at the end of episode 2, if they gave us what they gave us at the end of episode 2, on episode 2, what the fuck are they giving us on episode 6? Like,
right. Yeah. Like there was a lot of action in this episode.
Love it. God.
Your nerd brain can't handle it.
My nerd brain cannot handle it, ladies. There is so much nerdism in this. I'm going to explode. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I don't know how I'm just going to focus on recapping. It's going to be so hard for me next week because my little nerd brain can't take it.
That's funny.
Hoi polloi. Hey, so all of us have had a pretty crazy few days with illness. Well, I don't know, Alyssa, you guys haven't been.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Oh, no. Well, Dad was in a car accident.
Right. Yeah. Your dad was in a car accident.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Wednesday.
You didn't like to tell me.
Yeah.
She told me when she told you. I mean, she told us what, yesterday? Yeah, what you tell us almost a week later? Like, seriously.
I don't remember who I tell things to anymore. I don't know anymore. Because I don't know what day it is anymore. Yeah, so he was just, of course, it's always like 2 minutes from the house, and he was stopped at a light, and he was going to turn left, and the motorcycle, the guy behind him was thought he was shifting down to brake, and I guess he didn't, and ran right into my dad's bumper, and my dad gets out of the car, and the guy's like, really? You didn't see me?
Wait. The guy said that to your dad?
No, Dad said that.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah.
He goes to the guy, like, tell me you didn't see me. Like, just sitting here, like, at the light. But, like, his, like, wheel went under the bumper and, all that fun stuff. But, Dad doesn't have to pay for it, but we're getting it done this Wednesday, so.
Okay, that's
good. But,
that's
I know. It's like, he just comes home, like he went to the bank and was going to the pharmacy, and then he comes home and I'm working and he's like, oh, I was just in a car accident. What? I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, some guy just hit me. I'm like, and I love how you're just like so nonchalant about it. Like, meh.
Well, that's like how you were so nonchalant. Oh, by the way.
Well, because you guys are dealing with your own shit. So
my shit didn't start until Friday. Your shit started Wednesday.
Right. Like what
other shit was going on? I don't know.
Our shit started over the weekend, not midweek.
Yeah, Missy.
Oh.
Whatever.
Well, I didn't want to burden you.
I see where we stand with you.
Sorry.
Burden me. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh. But yeah, so and then Jamie and I and our families have been the house of ill. Mm-hmm. Just sick. Nugget is sick.
Poor Nugget.
Poor thing. But he's getting better, so that's good. And then I
think he's on the upswing.
That's good. That's good.
And our Miss Nikki has a sinus infection
for almost a fucking month.
Yeah.
Right. So the reason why she's all
Nikki News
nasally and nasal drip. There's a reason.
There's a reason. It's not insane allergies. Turns out I have an acute, massive sinus infection.
Well, alrighty then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So your news is that's not news. You've just had it and now you finally
just not news. It's just that I self-diagnosed myself for too long and finally decided to go to a doctor because my head felt like it was going to explode.
Ugh.
And then, So, and also too, I've never really done neti pots or saline up the nose.
Mm-mm.
I find it hard. I find it scary.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never tried it.
An amoeba or whatever. Isn't it like amoeba?
Amoeba?
Yeah. Because it depends. You're not you're not supposed to use tap water.
Yeah.
You're supposed to use distilled water.
Yeah, because like you could get an amoeba in your brain. Like it could go up to your brain.
I've done it 4 times from tap water. Oh no.
No, you stop now.
Yeah. That's why
Don't use
that
tap
it
water.
just makes me nervous doing that.
Distilled water.
Oh no.
Oh man.
No.
I've got filtered water. Can I use that?
Yeah, filtered water.
Yeah, filtered water is fine too.
Okay.
Just don't use tap water.
We've been watching TikTok too much. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
Oh no. Oh my God. That's not cool. Well, I've been using it and I do it every day and night. I do it in the morning when I wake up and then before I go to bed. And I did it. The doctor said to buy a can of saline spray and do that until you just keep pressing it until it starts coming out. Well,
so I also don't know if this will work.
What?
But I saw a TikTok and it legit looked like it worked. You take cloves of garlic, you peel it, and then you just shove them up your nose and leave them for a while.
Garlic up my nose?
Dude. When the guy took them out of his nose, it like
oh my God.
It was like so satisfying to watch. I was like,
and all the boogers came out.
Like, yeah, the dude could probably smell colors. That's how fucking good his sinuses were.
He could smell colors.
If you got cloves of garlic up your nose.
I got some garlic the other day, so I'll get back to you on that.
One up each nostril. Let me know.
I'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, so goal is to be healthy by next Wednesday. So
fingers crossed.
Yep.
Fingers crossed. So but we're going regardless if I'm sick or not. I'm still going.
I mean, you've dealt with it for 3 weeks, so
yeah. What's another week abroad?
I was just gonna say. Yeah. What do you got first, James?
God, you guys.
All right, we got the variant tonight, right?
The variant.
Yes.
Go for it.
So yeah, I'm covering episode 2 of Loki, which is the variant.
I need a hero.
Yeah.
I'm holding out for a hero to the end.
Loving the sounds.
Is that going to be the title, the running title of this episode?
You want it?
I don't know.
Yeah, might as well.
I need a hero. It's a jammer, man. that was in Footloose. It was written for Footloose.
Oh, nice.
I read that.
Yep. That was the first soundtrack I ever had on cassette tape.
Oh, cassettes.
Oh, cassette tape. I'm dating myself.
Well, you all know what my first cassette tape was. So.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Which one was it? Which album?
I think it was just called Celine, no?
Was it the one with the short hair? She had short
it was
hair.
black. It was like the background. It was like black background.
Yeah. That's when she started beating her chest.
Yeah, right. So.
All right, Jane. Sorry.
No worries. So, like I said, I am covering episode 2 of Loki, titled The Variant.
Woohoo! Coming at you fast, coming at you strong.
Seriously. Woo! So it starts out with a recap from episode 1. And then it gets right into the meat of it. So it takes us to a Renaissance fair in 1985 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Love me some Ren Fair, baby.
I'm going to say, cue the Wisconsin accent by Nikki.
I have here. I'm like, Ren Fair, y'all. I'm like, Ren Fair, y'all, in Wisconsin. Don't you know?
Exactly. I was like, and we're gonna get the accents.
Don't you know? And get a turkey leg.
You know what? I didn't put 2 and 2 together the first time, but when I watched it the second time, I was like, this should have been fucking Nikki's episode. She would have done the entire recap.
In a Wisconsin accent. Nicole and Joe, some of my best friends that I talk about all the time, they work at Ren Fair every year. In Wisconsin, yeah. There's not one in Oshkosh. There's one in Kenosha. And but they did, so as soon as I saw Loki, I text her, I'm like, oh, and it looks exactly like the Ren Fair in Wisconsin. Like it looks like her Ren Fair. The Renaissance, what is it called? It's the Bristol. Sorry, it's in Bristol, Wisconsin.
Bristol.
Yeah, the Bristol Renaissance Fair. And I'm telling you, the grounds look exactly like Bristol Renaissance Fair. Mind you, I have never been to any other Renaissance Fair, so I don't know if they all look the same, but it seemed like that. So Nicole's like, yeah, the Facebook groups, the Ren Fair Facebook groups are all in a tizzy. Looks like it was filmed there. And then she's like, then she texts me back. I'm like, oh, really? That's great. I'm going to use it in the podcast. And then she texts me back. She's like, nope. It was actually filmed in Oshkosh. But
really?
Yeah, it was not filmed at Bristol. It was filmed in Oshkosh. And it was filmed in Oshkosh because, and it was set in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Because
I know. Mark Gruenwald is from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and he is the man who is the basis for Agent Mobius.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
he's a writer, a Marvel writer, editor.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Yeah. So it's a little homage, a little tip of the hat to him. But let me tell you, I freaked out when I saw Ren Fair because that's my jam.
Then she texts us. She's like, "Oh, I'm so excited!" And neither of us had watched it yet.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, no.
I was like, okay.
I know. I gotta.
I didn't think it was gonna be like right there, the first thing that we see, but I was like, all right.
Yeah, I was very, very excited. It was a really good episode. Like hands down, had everything that I love. But yeah, so yeah, we're at Ren Fair.
Yep.
Yes.
And I was very excited. A lot of people were saying because it's 1985, they're like, oh, that's a homage, it's a tip of the hat to Back to the Future. I'm like, dude, it's 85. Who cares? Really? That's a stretch to compare that to Back to the Future.
Just because it was 1985.
Just because it was 1985. It's like, okay, all right. Well, there were plenty of other great movies that came out in 85, but none of them were about time travel like this is. I get it. But that's a far fetch, really. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
So they appear in the Renaissance Fair, and we see a group of the Minutemen getting some side eyes because clearly they don't fit the time period or the whatever you want to call it, the ambiance of the
garb.
Renaissance Fair.
The garb. They weren't wearing
and
the
so
garb.
they just
Some people need this.
yes.
I love
So
that lady.
they casually,
I love how they're like the friars are standing around with like red Solo cups. Like, it's kind of funny that they're drinking beer out of red Solo cups, but yet they're friars.
Why can't we see you, Jamie?
Uh-oh. I can't see anybody. I have my notes.
Oh, I think I accidentally hit the stop record button. I moved I have my notes up on my screen.
Oh, okay. Now I can see you.
minimized our zoom to the little
the little box
view, and I moved you to the corner so I can see all my notes.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think when I moved you, I might have hit the stop record or the stop video button.
Gotcha.
So we see the Minutemen starting to casually stroll into the fairgrounds, and they use like their Nexus energy tracker, and they followed the variant into a dimly lit tent, which was kind of creepy because it reminded me not of a Renaissance fair, but of like a circus, like the big tent in the circus.
Yep.
And not a fun one either.
No. It reminded me of like Satanic Panic. You know, it was all the rage in 85. So that's what it reminded me of, with like the candles around. I thought somebody was going to come out and draw a pentacle on their forehead, or
oh my God, I love it. So then they start looking around, and they make the comment that they've walked into a trap. Mm-hmm. And so the head of that group is Hunter C20, and Hunter C20 gets touched by like a glowing green finger and begins to fight the rest of the team. Yes. And we find out that Loki is using enchantments, and that's how Hunter C20 started going after the rest of her team. Mm-hmm. And then she finally gets knocked unconscious, and Loki takes her hostage along with a reset charge, and then goes through the time door. Nikki,
I got tidbits.
Go for it.
This scene. So obviously, let's start out with holding out for a hero, because first of all, we love that jam. Always have.
So much so.
Yay.
It's a great song. Actually, the entire soundtrack to Footloose is chef's kiss. It is that, and I feel that my own personal tastes, Footloose, the soundtrack to Footloose, the soundtrack to Reality Bites, and the soundtrack to Train Spotting are like my favorite soundtracks. Check them out. Okay. They're all fantastic. But so holding out for a hero. So the voice over the PA, if you notice, it says before they start fighting, it says, "For a great battle is about to commence. The prize, our princess. Will evil prevail, or will we be holding out for a hero?" And then the song starts. I need a hero. Yeah. And then, so let's talk about why they use that song there, right? Do you think, okay, let me see. Let me check my notes, because I wrote like a dissertation about this bullshit. So I got to like cut it down. Hold on. Because I'm like, I got meta. It was stupid. It was ridiculously over analyzing shit. So, but the lyrics okay, so the lyrics for Holding Out for a Hero is, "Where have all the good men gone? Where are all the gods?"
Yes.
"Where is the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising odds? Is there a white knight upon a fiery steed? Late at night, I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need a hero." Blah, 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 right? So, could that mean that that variant of that Loki variant is waiting for 2012 Loki to come and help her to do whatever it is that she's trying to do?
Could be.
Or could it mean that that variant Loki, that particular one, I don't want to call her Lady Loki. I have my reasons. I'm sure we will all get into it later. But that variant of Loki, do you think she's going to be the hero? Because
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Or I think her and Loki together might be a hero. I think they might work together because I think we haven't seen the villain yet. I think the villain's not, the TVA is the villain.
I was going to say, we've seen the villain, but we've seen them as the TVA.
I think it's the TVA. And I think we'll get into it later.
Just kind of like how, like in WandaVision, like Sword, like part of Sword was, with Agent Douchebag or Director Douchebag.
Yeah.
Like that was the bad guy. And just like in there, the TVA is like, they're not as up there like they're supposed to be.
Right. So, and then I also have a question for clarity that I've been dying to get your thoughts on. I wanted to save it for the podcast, so I didn't text it to you guys. But if you notice when that variant Loki touches the Minutemen, what is she? C20 on her head. What is she?
Yeah, C20.
C20.
C20. When she touches her, she glows green. So
just
who
like
else?
Wanda?
Like Wanda and like Vision. And why can they do that? Because they have part of the Mind Stone within them. And Vision was created with the Mind Stone.
But also, I have that in my tidbits.
Okay.
That how the evil variant attacks the Minutemen. One touch causes them to be possessed. So this is similar to what happened when Loki touched people with the staff in the Avengers.
Okay.
Because that was the Mind Stone. And then when Wanda mind controlled the Avengers in Age of Ultron. So that's all because like Loki's staff was the Mind Stone. Wanda got her powers from the Mind Stone. It's all grouped into that category that they're able to control and possess because of that.
Valid. However, remember back in episode 1, there were no Mind Stones in that drawer when they were looking. Yeah.
That's the only stone that was missing.
Right. So do you think that this new variant this new Loki variant can do that because of the Mind Stone? Or like we'll find out later that they discuss how each Loki variant has like can change their powers. Maybe this is just their specific power.
Could be.
Who knows? There's so much to see. This is what I'm saying. Like,
that's why everything means something.
Everything means something. Yes.
Everything does mean something.
Yeah, it does. Really. No doubt. Oof. But yeah, so that was just my question. Like, did that Loki variant get her powers from a Mind Stone, or is it something that is that her power that she has already? That was it.
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Yeah, we'll figure it out by episode 6.
I sure hope so.
I was gonna say, if we don't fucking find out by then, we're gonna have problems.
Yeah.
They gotta leave something for season 2.
I'm gonna throw something.
I mean, we'll definitely get some answers, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, where the hell did we leave off? Okay, yeah. So then the next thing we see is Loki is reading a ski magazine, and Miss Minutes is quizzing him on the TVA. And he's kind of like laid back and kind of like a friendly little banter going on with her, because he's supposed to be like studying and learning, and he's just not really wanting to do so. And then we see Mobius comes in and he hands him a jacket and says, "There's been an attack," which was kind of funny to me, because it's like, that's like what someone does to their partner, like in like crime shows. It's like, come on, like we gotta go.
Yeah, we got a
call.
case.
Oh yeah, this is a Olivia and Elliot situation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is a Starsky and Hutch
Tidbit
Okay.
on the jet ski magazine that Loki is reading. You see it is volume 26, number 24. And that is a reference to Thor issue 264, which features Loki ruling Asgard, and it features the Enchantress.
Oh, okay.
Look at you, Alyssa, doing deep dives, baby.
Thank you for that, because
I got you, boo, with the numbers.
You do.
I gotcha. Then there's also another number thing, but that comes up a little later.
Yeah.
I'm so proud.
26 is seen in a couple scenes. 26 was on
Yes.
the wall in the locker room, and
So, they then enter a room and they start getting debriefed, and they keep referring to Loki as our Loki, and it made me wonder, like, and I could be totally off, did the TVA create this Loki?
ooh,
Because they said that they've created other variants of Loki. They're like, some are recognizable, some are not.
I don't think they created, there just are other variants of Loki that they've captured in the past. So I have a list of, like, to keep them all straight, like all the variants. So there was our Loki, which is like the one that is there. The 2012 Loki his number is L6792. And then there's athlete Loki, which looks like Lance Armstrong.
because he won the Tour de France.
Yeah. And that is L1247.
A trickster, just like Lance Armstrong. You know, he was a trickster.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He doped up.
Then there's horny Loki. Or like he's got the
black horn.
Literal horns.
Yeah.
little horns. L6795. And then there's like party Loki. Or is that like the like Hulk looking Loki is L8914. And then the warrior Loki, or the Viking looking Loki, that was L7803.
What about the frost giant Loki?
From where I got this from, they didn't have that, but that was the first one
Yeah.
that they had like captured.
Yeah. There's a lot of Lokis.
There are a lot of Lokis, and every time like they keep showing the different Loki's looking like, the hell is this? This
He's
is
like, clearly I'm the superior Loki.
right. Like all of these are stupid. Move on. I'm the best one. Let's get that straight right now.
Right.
So then Loki starts to school all of them on his actual powers. And Mobius says, okay, like in the field, we're going to refer to Loki. You know, he's like the professor.
Which is funny because before they started filming, he used to give Loki lectures, Tom Hiddleston, to inform his cast about Loki.
Like the history of Loki and like how the characters evolved and stuff. And
yeah.
I was just gonna mention that when I was like, that was such a Tom Hiddleston like explanation. Like that wasn't Loki. That was just like Tom Hiddleston explaining it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So then, as they're getting ready to head out, Loki asks Mobius if an audience with the timekeepers are on the table. And Mobius, of course, is, evasive. And so they head out. And Loki asks, like, why they can't travel back to right before Loki shows up. And Mobius says that the Nexus events destabilize the time flow. So
my brain hurts thinking about this.
I know. You really have to like critical think it.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I'm gonna wing it. I figure I'll learn it eventually.
I've watched it 3 times and I'm still like trying to follow. Yeah, trying to follow. I was like, maybe it'll make sense later.
Yeah, I'm done trying. I trust you, Moby. I trust him.
Right. Yeah, just let him go for it. So now the team heads out and they have arrived back in 1985 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin to the Renaissance Fair.
Oh, don't you know?
They
the other day ago. They were there the other day ago.
They were. And they walk into the tent and Loki starts to tell everyone that, he sees things and, that, things are not what they appear to be. And I know these things because I'm him, I'm Loki. And he starts going on like this elaborate tale of being aware of your surroundings and playing into traps by blindly following leads. And all the while, the head Minuteman, I think it's Hunter B-15.
Yes.
Is calling him out, going like he's stalling, like, we're down to 2 bars and things like that. And Mobius is like, no, like let him go on. And he's giving him the benefit of the doubt. And Loki's trying to say that the other Loki wants him, like it's all part of the plan. And then, it's 1 bar. And then Mobius is like, yeah, no. He calls out Loki's bluff and realizes that Loki is lying.
Yeah, right. Bullshit artist.
Yep.
And so
he's lying. Let's move on.
They all exit the tent. And the reset charge is released, restoring everything to the way that it was supposed to have been on the sacred timeline. And it was so funny because it was like they almost had everybody going.
Right.
He did. He really did. I wonder if it being purple, the color of when they reset it, if that means something. Like,
yeah, we had that question last week.
Like, what do you mean?
Like Agatha? Like, I don't know if that, like, is there any connection with like the purple?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's just now, because like it's, everything, because everything means something.
Everything does mean something.
Like, do the colors mean something?
Well,
like
they most definitely mean something, but we'll find out later.
No,
we're not
right. I don't know if it means that or something else. I wonder.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll find out soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we see Mobius in Ramona's office, and she says that he's not the only analyst.
We've been saying her name wrong?
I don't know. What the fuck's her name?
It's not Ravona. Ravonia or Ravona. That's what we said. It's Ravana, like Donna, but with a Rav in front of it. Ravana.
Oh.
How stupid are we?
It changed her to Ramona. That's what I've been saying. So wait, say it again so I can.
Ravana
Donna. Like Donna.
Yeah.
Okay, Ravana, Donna. Or Rosanna.
Mobius is in Ravana's office. And she makes the statement that he's not the only analyst working for her, which makes you wonder, like, who is the other analyst working for her? Mobius is saying that, this variant, that he learned a lot from Loki, that he likes to stall for time and that he's learned something new that he can then use when they're going after the other Loki. And then she kind of, starts to give him some slack. And then he goes, well, how are the timekeepers? Because, I've never met them.
Man, oh man.
Which I thought was interesting. I would have thought, being part of the TVA, that you would have met
like
them.
So high, how he's, like the lead agent or the lead analyst or whatever he said that you'd think he would at least know of,
especially if he seems to be like such a high-ranking analyst, that you would have thought, or he would at least know who they are.
Right.
And then Ravanya just says that the
Ravana.
timekeeper, Ravana. I can write this down. I don't even have a pen with me. I'm so off today. Ravana just says that the timekeepers just want Variant Loki caught. And so she then gives him another chance at, with this Loki. And Mobius says, well, if it doesn't work, that I will delete him myself.
Ugh.
So then as he comes out of her office, Loki tries to talk to Mobius and starts explaining, what happened in the field. And, you caught me, and, I've been playing a game all along.
I have a tidbit.
Yes.
So when Mobius is in Ravana's office, are you going to do this? Go ahead, Liz, you do it first.
So I have a couple tidbits. Okay. One, the coaster that he puts his drink on.
Oh, yeah.
Is a hexagon.
Okay. I did notice that.
Is in the shape of a hexagon.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then also, okay, this is kind of long. I'm going to try and shorten this. So there are a couple of theories about the timekeeper statues that are behind her desk. So ever since the three stones, the faces of the timekeepers were revealed, the trio of them, like the one in the middle, looks like King the Conqueror.
I read that too.
And also
Nikki said that in episode 1.
Yeah, but also Renslayer is romantically involved with King. Yes. So there may be something in a king-like statue standing with it directly behind her office chair.
Girl, when we get to theories,
watching what she's doing or like controlling what she's doing.
Let me tell you, I got theories. When we get through this at the end, when we do theories, I got this theory that will fucking blow your mind. Blow your mind.
Was there more to what? That was it, what I had.
Yeah, I have some about the pen. So,
okay.
The pen that Mobius uses to sign Ravana's paper, she gives him a pen, and the pen is from Franklin D. Roosevelt High School. Boop, boop, Roosevelt. And that particular school doesn't really exist in the MCU that any of us really know of. We may have missed it, but the president, FDR, appeared in the comics as the president who gave Captain America his shield. He appeared in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And the pen could be a bit foreshadowing, though, because it might not be connected to either of those events at all. It might be its own Easter egg, because the TVA doesn't just stand for Time Variant Authority. No. In the real world, it's an acronym for Tennessee Valley Authority. That's the real TVA. And that was created in the Great Depression in 1933 by what president? FDR. So maybe the pen itself is just an homage to FDR and the TVA that he created. That's the meta Easter egg for you. Like, I went way too much into it. Like, seriously, just way stupidly. I spent, for that little snippet I just gave you, I wasted 4 hours of my day just
Oh my
looking up
God.
because you
Wow.
know Roosevelt. I dive deep on the Roosevelt. March of
Also,
Dimes, like, come on. They're a good family.
the pattern on Ravana's office door matches hourglass on the TVA logo.
Yep.
So it's like there's like all these like triangle hourglass shapes on her
Mhm.
door, which is also kind of cool.
Yeah, there's hourglasses everywhere. There was one when on the desk when Loki was trying to swat what's her face? The clock. What's her name?
Miss Minutes.
Miss Minutes. Yeah. They're everywhere.
Miss Minutes.
No, the hourglasses. There's hourglasses everywhere, like actual hourglasses on their desks. That's all I have.
Anything else, Liz?
Nope. Not yet.
Okay. So, like I said, Loki was saying that he's been playing a game all along, and Mobius says that he knows his game. And Mobius tells Loki that, you know, this is his last chance and that he has to put in work, like he has to do work. And so he tells him that he needs to go over each variant case file and tell him what they missed. And he has to do it like his life depends on it, which is kind of like
does, yeah.
Because it kind of
well,
does.
it kind of does. Like I said, he told Ravana
Yeah.
that if it didn't work, that he would delete Loki. So yes, literally, like his life depends on it.
Yeah.
So then, you know, the next set of scenes, we see Loki studying up on past case files of the variant. And
Jamie,
what?
you missed a number tidbit.
I told you I wasn't doing the tidbits. I'm lucky I got a
I got it.
synopsis.
right here. I got it.
All right.
Let me find it. So in the background, you see a very visible 372.
Like there's no hiding it. It's like
No.
right there. Yeah.
Like I even like a majority of like the numbers that Jamie talks about, I never see them.
Right.
I don't even know
Right.
where the hell
This
she's
one
getting
is
these
like
from.
in your face.
This is like I even saw it like it's wabam in your face.
Wabam.
And that was 372 and it's reference to number 372 in Thor. Is featured in early Marvel Comics appearance of the TVA, as well as the origin story of Justice Peace, which is a theory that it might be Hunter B-15 is based on. And
Ooh.
this is most likely a nod to the corresponding 1986 issue of The Mighty Thor, in which the TVA's Justice Peace plays a major role. And the comic marked a rare occasion of having a TVA member appearing on the front cover.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah. See, I told you I had you.
I got you, boo. I got
Thank
you.
God.
I got
Thank
you, boo.
God.
I got you, sis. Don't worry.
So Loki starts going through case files.
Oh, I have a
And-
tidbit too. I'm so sorry.
Oh, go for it.
So again, like I'm such a nerd. So when Loki is like doing his research in the library, the music cue that you hear is Bach's Suite Number 3 in D major, and it's also the same music. I'm like, where I remembered it from was from the movie Seven. Have you ever seen that movie? No, you need to see
No.
it. Again, put it on the list. Put it on the list. That's what we gotta have on our website. Running lists of books and movies that Alyssa and Jamie need to watch that they never will. Seven. You need to watch it. Very good. Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. Good. Anyway, the music in Seven, when Detective Somerset, who is Morgan Freeman, his character, and then Detective Mills, who is Brad Pitt's character, they also head to the library to investigate a killer. It's the same music. That was a scenic route of just describing how big of a dork I am. There you go.
Also,
No worries.
the librarian lady
Mm-hmm.
has a striking resemblance to Roz in Monsters Inc.
She does.
Oh, for sure.
Holy
Where like
mackerel.
she's typing and then he's like, hello, and then he has to, ring the bell, and then she's like, can I help you?
Always watching, Wazowski. Always watching.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Okay. That was it for now.
Okay, sounds good. Interrupt next time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going through files and he doesn't seem all too interested. So he tries to go to request records. And like Liz just said, he is met with a lack of enthusiastic person who's, typing away, has to hit the button or on the little bell. And then he asks her if he can request records on the creation of the TVA. No, it's classified. What about the beginning of time? Classified. End of time. All of them are classified. So he goes, well, what can I request? And so the only files that he's able to read are his own.
Yeah. And he looks and he was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like he made that face like, oh man.
Damn it. So he starts reading and he's reading all about the destruction of Asgard. And he noticed that there is 0 variance detected. And then it's almost like the light bulb like clicks on in his head. So he goes to find Mobius and tells him that Loki is hiding in apocalypses. He explains that he could do anything he wanted to because it wouldn't go after the timeline because the apocalypse is coming. So essentially, no matter what is done, it won't matter because the timeline won't branch off.
Right.
So he starts using the, his lovely salad
Salt
and
and
salt
pepper.
and pepper and liquid. And Mobius is like, but that's my salad.
Like, I wanted that.
So he's essentially like trying to give him a visual of like, you could do all of these things, but it won't matter because it's not going to branch off. So if this is the perfect place for me to hide.
Right.
So Loki now wants to test this theory, and Mobius says, no, I don't want to get stabbed in the back. Like if I take you back to Asgard. And Loki says, I wouldn't do that. Mobius is like, I've studied you. You've done this like 50 times. And Loki's like, but I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, okay.
It's gotten old now.
Which he did it exactly to Agent Coulson. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah. Exactly. So it turns out that Mobius gives in and the two of them end up going to Pompeii, Italy to test their theory. And when they get there, Mobius is like, all right, like we got to do this small. Like, can you do bird calls? Loki like looks at him like, really? So then the next thing you know, Loki like runs out to the middle of like, the little street and starts causing a huge scene.
I was like, how did he learn that? Like, how does he know that?
No, you can learn anything, especially those little bit of, lines.
He knows different languages. I mean, he's a god, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Loki causes a huge scene and the volcano erupts and looks over to Mobius and nothing was detected. No branch happened. And so essentially Loki was right.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
There we go. Let's feed his ego.
Yeah, right.
So Mobius and Loki decide to team up to find natural disaster, and it essentially is so boring it is putting Loki to sleep. So Mobius is like, let's go for a walk. So as they're chit-chatting, Loki asks Mobius about the jet ski magazine, and Mobius is like, well, I love them, even though he's never been on one, which I head scratch on that one.
I have again theories.
Okay.
Let me find it here. Okay, so Mobius. Working theory. I think that maybe Mobius and other TVA people could quite possibly be working for the TVA against their will. Maybe the TVA kidnapped them and wiped their minds clear and set them back to working for the TVA, and that's all they think about. But that's why Mobius has a love of things from the 90s, like Josta Pop and then the jet skis, and so that's just one working theory. That's just one. I got others, but maybe Mobius is a victim along with other people at the TVA, because Ravana and the timekeepers have wiped their brain and they're trying to dominate. King the Conqueror definitely has something to do with this.
I like that.
I'm putting it out there.
It's a possibility.
Put it out there.
So they have like this whole long exchange, and Loki is quizzing Mobius on the TVA and the purpose and the timekeepers and all these different things. And Mobius makes a comment that existence is chaos, which we've heard chaos being used before.
Yeah.
And he says that we try to make sense of it and that it's his own glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose.
And so Mobius says that he believes, like, what they're doing at the TVA, he believes it's real, so it is. And it's like this whole like existential conversation that I was like, oh God, I don't know if I'm prepared for this.
Yeah.
And then Loki's like, wait, so are we the only ones who are real?
Right. I mean, that's the kind of conversation you have after smoking a big fat joint and eating lots of pizza.
Right.
Like, seriously, those stupid conversations we used to have in college is just fucking hipsters, man. They're talking, they were having a hipster conversation and it was annoying because
they
it
really
was
were
smart. Because
So
I'm too dumb
sense.
to understand it. That's why it was annoying.
Well, no, it's just a lot of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So then Mobius says that we have to protect who came before, and the timekeepers like untangle what's coming. And so essentially it's just order, and then one day they will all meet in peace at the end of time. Like, again, giant existential conversation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Loki makes the comment that it's boring with no chaos, because clearly he's the god of mischief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he
Thrived
says
on
that
that.
no one is bad. No one bad is ever truly bad, and no one good is ever truly good.
Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true, definitely. And then Mobius, said that before he called Loki a scared little boy, and then all of a sudden it clicks.
Ding, ding, ding.
And then all of a sudden Mobius takes Loki to like the evidence locker and shows him the kablooey candy. And so they then narrow down the timeline as it was produced. And then they wanted to reference that in reference to apocalypses. So they have to narrow it down between the years of 2047 and 2051.
As they're talking about this, and Loki goes to Mobius, like, what is that? And he's like, candy. Don't you have candy on Asgard? And he was like, yeah, grapes, nuts. And he was like, no wonder you're so bitter. You don't know what the hell candy is. And I just thought that was hysterical. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
So they have to find it because of kablooey.
Yeah.
Right. And so they actually locate the apocalypse to Alabama in 2050. So then Mobius goes to Ravana for approval and says that Loki is doing a great job, almost like he's like a new recruit, like he's doing a great job, and that he figured this out. And Ravana says she doesn't trust him, but if Mobius is fighting for this mission, she says that if this goes sideways, like there isn't much she can do if it doesn't work out. So Mobius is okay with taking that, chance, and walks out, and then he goes to hand Loki his swords just in case, and the head Minuteman B-15 goes, I don't think so, and takes them away.
Mad props to the blocking of that scene. I don't know if you two have ever been in a play or a commercial or anything like that. Like
No.
that timing is amazing because it's seamless. She walks through the door and they have it down to how many steps she has to take before she takes those daggers out of his hand.
Mhm.
Go back and look at it, and it's the timing is impeccable.
Yes, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
So they are then briefed before they head to Alabama, and they end up heading to Haven Hills, Alabama, where a Category 8 hurricane is set to destroy the town and everyone caught in its path. They are told to look for a lot of reset charges, and if they are to come across a Loki, to prune it. And Loki says, the other one, preferably.
Yeah, not this one.
So then they head into a rocks cart store, and Loki uses his magic to dry off his clothes, and Hunter B-15's like, what the? And he's like, what? Like, she was just like, wait, what the hell just happened? Because they were soaking wet when they got in.
Right.
And he's like, well, I wasn't going to announce myself like you all, so I used my magic.
With the squeaky shoes.
Right.
Yes.
So the team wants to split up, and Hunter B-15 won't let Mobius take Loki. And Mobius is like, but he's mine. I brought him here. He's under my, and she's like, you can fight all this back at headquarters, but this is my field. Like, so we do it my way or we don't do it.
Whatever, B-15.
Right. So Loki's like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm on your side, which should be the first hint that you're not on my side if you tell me you're on my side.
Right.
So anyway.
Why are the ones, like how we said, the ones that tell you to trust you are the ones you never trust?
Right.
Yeah.
So they split up, and Loki goes with Hunter B-15. And we see that Loki, the other Loki at this time, is watching all of everything, what is going on through security footage. And then we see a timer for 20 minutes is set by Variant Loki, and it's on some sort of like TVA device, and it's just something that we've seen, but we don't really know what it is. And so Mobius and the rest of the team go one way, and Loki and Hunter B-15 go another way. And Mobius eventually finds kind of like a storage room, maybe. Mm-hmm. And hang on a second. Nope, I skipped a part. So Loki and Hunter B-15 notice someone shopping in the store, and she asks, well, could that be you? And he goes, well, I don't know, maybe.
He's like, well, I probably would have worn a suit, but
right. And the guy's like, well, it's a hurricane sale.
Right.
And so the person grabs Hunter B-15's hand and possesses her, and then he drops. And then Loki goes, me, I presume? And then we see Mobius and his team. They happen upon like a storage room in the store, and they are looking for like the reset charges, and they happen to come across the kidnapped Commander Hunter C-20.
Oh boy!
From the beginning of the episode, and she's in like a
hysterical,
like a catatonic state. Like she's, yeah. And she just keeps repeating the phrase, "It was real." So like something's going down.
So what was real? What was real?
Well, right.
Right.
Yeah.
So then it cuts to Loki, and they are having a conversation about enchantment, like Liz was saying earlier. And the other variant Loki, keeps enchanting and taking over other people. Like, so it keeps changing its form.
Yeah.
And Loki is getting frustrated and asks if they're, not wanting to meet him face to face. And Loki says that Loki went undercover and that he is going to overthrow the timekeepers. And he would like a qualified left hand. And what better to be a qualified left hand than yourself?
I guess so.
Right?
And the variant Loki makes it clear that they believe that they're the superior Loki and declines the offer and says that they have other plans.
Right. They didn't even want to be called Loki.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Loki doesn't want to be called Loki.
Yeah.
And Loki's like, but I kept them vulnerable at the Renaissance Fair. And Loki turned him down. He was just like, no.
Right.
So then it cuts back to Hunter C20, and again she's going, it's real. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on? And she says that she gave away the timekeeper's location and how to find them. Right.
So I think that they're on the same mission, no? That's why I'm thinking they're going to end up working together.
Maybe. Who knows? I think you're right, but I'm just not 100%
I know.
sure.
After being burned.
I know. It makes you question everything.
It's that Mephisto bullshit all over again.
Yes.
If we don't see, I'm so pissed. Kang the Conqueror. He is slotted to be the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Maybe this is just like a leading up to.
Yeah, maybe.
So then they radioed to B-15 because they found C-20. And we see Hunter B-15 on the ground after the enchantment from Loki, and she starts to wake up. And then Loki says he found the hiding place, and he starts to notice all the reset charges around and asks if the plan was to lure them all in and blow the place up.
Yeah.
And then like this giant fight scene unfolds and they start fighting like Loki on Loki. And
did you see he has telekinesis powers now? He can make things come to him because he summoned
like
a
pull
Roomba
things in.
Yeah.
To hit whatever, Joe Bob, whatever the hell.
Right.
The redneck guy.
Yeah, he had his powers.
But has he always had telekinesis? Has he always been able to grab things like that? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he's always been able to do that.
I don't think that we've seen that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, he might have had those powers all along. I can't help it. So they start fighting, and then Loki thanks Loki for helping stall for time. And then B-15 meets up with Mobius and says that she lost him and that Loki betrayed them. So then Loki goes after Loki as they are setting the reset charges, and then finally meets Loki as Lady Loki.
Or is she?
I have a theory on that.
I think we all have the same theory.
Yeah. I think it's Sylvie Lushton, aka Enchantress.
Yeah.
Say that freaking 10 times fast.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
And in the comics, Sylvie is from Oklahoma, and her powers were given by Loki in the comics.
Yep. And did you see the poster that MCU tweeted out? I think it was yesterday or today, and it was like the Loki. You know how they do various posters, and it's her on the cover. And if you see on her, gloves on her sleeves, it has circles. And in the comics, her leggings or her pants all have circles. She's known for her circles. So I think you might be right there, or she might be like a combination of the two. But yeah.
Right. I think that's Sylvie. I think doesn't even it say in.
Plus, she doesn't want to be called Loki, right? She detests that.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, that's why they kept changing form.
Right.
She just kept going from person to person.
Yeah. And Loki was surprised, that the variant Loki was treating him like the way she was treating him. And he's like, "You're treating me like this?" Like, he was so surprised that she was fighting him, instead of working with him. I concur. Enchantress.
Yes, that's my theory.
Yeah, I like that theory.
That's what I'm sticking to.
All right.
So there's about a minute left on the timer that was set.
Boom, boom,
and she says that it's not about him, and she's going on about that, and then we see the timer engage and all of the reset charges activate. And they are literally scattered around the entire store. And they are set off, and just before each one, they get like pushed through different like time doors and they disappear. And like Mobius is like, where did they go? Like, where are they going?
So they don't know. So that was going to be my question for you. If you caught that, if we figured that out and I just missed it.
They don't know where it's at, because then all of a sudden it cuts to back at the TVA and you see like all the multiple branches coming off the timeline, and they're like, somebody just bombed the sacred timeline, as they're like in a panic.
Yeah.
And like then everybody starts to get deployed. Even Ravonna gets to, like, she's like gears up and like heads out because shit's going down.
She grabbed when you see, I have a little Easter egg about that point. When she grabs her gear from her days as a hunter, and one of the items on the shelf is her helmet that she used to wear, and her designation was A23, and that is a very specific tidbit, a very specific Easter egg. It's Avengers number 23, and in that issue, that was the first time that Ravonna appeared in the Marvel Universe, was Avengers number 23.
I had that.
Nice.
Too. We got you, Boo.
Like
the numbers.
So we see the time door.
Okay.
And Lady Loki opens it and she goes through. And then Mobius and the rest of the team run toward Loki. And he he has that like split second, like looking at them, looking at the door, like, what am I gonna do? And then part of me like wanted him to like stay back and like prove that he was with them and wasn't going to betray them, but I really don't think he's betraying them. I think he's
going after her.
Right. He's going after her, but they think he's betraying them.
So Loki makes the decision and goes through the time door and it closes.
Right. Oh man. They're like, no,
son of a bitch.
Yep.
Man, oh man. I wonder what happens to them. I can't wait for tomorrow or Wednesday.
I was like, oh my God, tomorrow's already Wednesday?
No, God, it feels like it, right? Oof. Tomorrow's the last day of school.
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Yeah.
I know. We're all off.
We're all off.
Oh.
It's been a shitty ass weekend.
Did you have anything on the when everything started branching off, like the list of places that were popping up?
I couldn't catch all of them. I have some of them. I had
the places that were mentioned.
1492 Portugal, which is when Christopher Columbus set sail and he accidentally landed on the Americas. 1947 New York, which was a smallpox outbreak. Vormir was on there. Hela was on there, which is the home world of the Kree. Ego was on there, which is Peter Quill's father, Star-Lord's father. Asgard, Xander, which is home of Nova Corps. Sakaar was on there, which is where like almost most of the movie took place on Sakaar. In Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, I expect you to read my mind. But yeah, that's the only places I caught. You did.
They also had the Jotunheim.
Oh, they did.
And that is the realm of the frost giants.
Right.
And there was a theory that we might get a It's a Wonderful Life style look of a life for Loki, like what might have been if he stayed there.
That would
And
be
then
awesome.
it also, yeah, that'd be so cool.
Where do you
and then
come off
also
calling me Nick?
And then
when I was a bartender, I used to use that line all the time. People would be like, "Hey, Nick, have another beer?" I'm like, "Where do you come off calling me Nick?" It gave me a chance to weed out the squares, because if people are like, "Are you okay?" But if people are like, "It's a wonderful life," then I know you're my people.
And then the last place was Titan, which everybody knows is the home world of Thanos.
Yeah. All right.
So that was it for my theories or my tidbits.
So basically, there's a lot of shit going down.
Yeah, like a multiverse of madness.
A multiverse of madness. Exactly.
Like that totally just happened. And I'm like, oh my God. And then it ends.
And she's so condescending. She's like waving at him like, heh, come catch me now. Right? Do you have anything else, Jane?
Nope.
Is that it?
Done.
Bravo.
Not bravo. Just got it done.
Yeah.
Good job. Fantastic. So, okay. Do you want to do theories first or questions for clarity? Last week's questions for clarity, we got no answers. The only question we had was, what does the colors mean? And there's no answers. So it's still too early. We'll probably start getting those answers. Probably
4
this
or 5.
Yeah, 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah.
So
last episode.
The only question for clarity I have personally for myself this week is, does the new Loki variant have powers from the Mind Stone, like Vision or Wanda, like when she can touch their temples and control them? That's my only
my only question for clarity I asked in the beginning: did the TVA create this variant Loki?
Love it. All right.
And that is all I had.
Okay. Question for clarity. Got it. All right. What about you, Liz? You have any questions for clarity?
Nope.
Okay. All right. How about theories? Extra tidbits, first of all. Anybody tidbits? Anybody? I think we covered them all.
No,
well,
I had
what we had anyway. I'm sure there's a lot more tidbits that we didn't catch, but there were so many. I got overwhelmed at the TikToks and the interwebs.
Yeah.
I got overwhelmed with the amount of knowledge that is out there, theories that are out there. This is a very theory heavy series.
Oh, I did have when Loki was looking at the file about Ragnarok, you could see the event's codename was Revengers, which is what Thor, Valkyrie, Loki, and Hulk's team name was in Thor Ragnarok.
When Bruce Banner's like, well, I'm undecided.
Yeah.
Because what was it? Thor goes, well, you want revenge. I want revenge. He wants revenge. And he points to Banner and he's like, well, I'm undecided.
Yeah.
That's so weak and mild.
And then the juice that Loki steals from Casey is Boku.
Man, that stuff was good.
Which is also another drink that was from the 90s. So
do you guys
a lot of things from the 90s?
Have you guys ever drank that before?
No.
Okay. So it was delicious. It was basically like, it tasted like Hawaiian punch is what it tasted like. It was delicious. And it was like a juice box you put in your lunch. It was so good.
Oh, nice.
My mom used to buy those for me. I was very happy to see that. I was like, hey, they're really good.
No, my only theory is that I think that is the Enchantress.
Okay.
Sylvie Lushton, not Lady Loki.
All right. Have you guys heard of the Loki theory? Have you come across that at all?
Mm-mm.
All right. I'm about to fucking blow your mind.
Okay.
So the theory that Loki and the TVA are actually stuck in the quantum realm.
What?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So hear me out. So remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp, when they were stuck in the quantum realm, you could see that little city in the background.
Right.
They're saying that is the TVA.
Interesting.
Right? Remember when Wasp's mom was stuck in the quantum realm and she said that time moves differently in the quantum realm? And then Ant-Man got stuck in the quantum realm for what he thought was 5 minutes, but turned out to be 5 years. And then he comes out and he says, yeah,
That was 5 hours.
whatever. But it ended up being 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that time moves differently in the quantum realm. And then Loki asked Mobius, how long have you been at the TVA? And he said he doesn't know because time moves differently at the TVA.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So the theory is that Mobius and Loki are traveling through time using the quantum realm.
But I kind of understand that. That makes sense because they went through the quantum realm. That's how Loki got the Tesseract, was when the Avengers went through the quantum realm to change
Exactly.
history. So
they're
just
traveling
in like another form of the quantum.
Yes, exactly.
I get it. Okay, I can see
Exactly.
that.
So there's more. Okay, so the new Ant-Man and Wasp movie is called Quantum Mania, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes place in the quantum realm, and the main villain is Kang the Conqueror, who we believe
has a hand in all this. Yeah.
One of the timekeepers and has a hand in all this stuff and is obviously, Ravana's boyfriend, But so that's the Loki theory. It all comes back to the quantum realm, and basically the TVA is in the quantum realm.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
Right?
I can see that. Yeah.
So we gotta put that in our back pocket. We got a lot of theories.
Yeah.
So that's why I think like Mobius, I think he's a victim of some kind in this series. I think we'll find out that he's a victim in some way. Like he doesn't realize that he is working for an evil entity like the TVA. I don't think the TVA is on the up and up.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So that's all I got. That is all I got. And I have no answers, no clarified questions for clarity from last week. It's too early. We'll get to it though, I'm sure. Good job, ladies.
Yeah.
Good job, you ladies.
Yay.
Lots of tidbits. Great recap.
Yes.
Yeah, I love you guys so much. All right, Liz, what do you got?
So find us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and Anchor. And we are also on Facebook and Instagram.
And if you just want to shoot us an email, you can email us at americasassesgalcast@gmail.com. And there's one other thing I'd really like you to do. I'd like you to like us,
love us,
follow us,
rate us,
review us,
and subscribe to us.
And one more thing. I love you.
Love you.
I love you.
3,000! You all right there, Liz?
Yeah, no, I'm just reading about about Nick Cannon and how he's gonna have like his
6th and 7th child.
Right. His 4th baby in a year.
What?
Like,
what? Whoa. Say that one more time.
Yes.
Nick Cannon is expecting his 7th child.
Okay.
And this will be his 4th child in a year. With like 3 different women or 4 different women. Yeah. Yeah. I guess. And I'm just like, is this for real?
Wow.
I'll send this to you.
To each their own.
How is that appealing to you, though, as a woman? Like,
no, his fame and money is appealing. That's what it is.
Right.
Because I'll tell you right now, the only way I'd ever do that is if the guy was famous and had money. Not one or the other, but both.
yeah.
You know?
Wait, what?
Like, you
What
could
was
be
your logic?
Okay. The only way I would date a man who had 7 children, 4 of which in the same year, is if the man was famous and had money, not one or the other. I.e.
Right.
Nick Cannon, who is just famous. You need to be
I don't know him.
like
I don't know
Brad
his worth.
Pitt. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, Nick Cannon is good looking. Let me tell you, he's a good looking fella. Wasn't he married to Mariah Carey?
Yeah, they have twins.
Yeah. Well, the guy can get some tail, I guess. I don't know.
I don't even know anymore.
Loki
She's
episode 2. Loki episode 2 variant. Right?
She's smiling in case the camera freezes.
I want to look better than I did last time.
You're like, that's right. There you go, Alyssa.
What is wrong with this?
You do it. Do it again.
I'm trying to do it.
Dude, it's not easy.
I'm like, wait, what am I doing?
Again. Then farts. All you gotta do. Remember?
No, I'm not gonna fart now. I'm not gonna make fart noises yet. We didn't even start yet. Okay.